Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the latest episode of The Geek's Gambit. And as you can see, I'm joined today by two fellow film buffs and friends. I'm joined by Zach.
Hello.
Good to have you here again, man. And Joseph.
Hello. Good evening, everyone.
This face is clearly familiar to all of you, I'm sure. I can't get rid of him. You know, I just he just constantly just keeps coming back to the channel.
He's
like a boomerang. I chuck him away
everything.
So what we're going to talk about today is basically next Saturday we're getting the DC fandome event, which obviously I think we're all excited for. Well, all DC fans are excited for. And we're just going to kind of like talk about our expectations, what we expect to see at this event. Now, obviously, we had one last year, didn't we? And we actually had the Batman trailer.
Yes.
Which, I don't know about you guys, I did not expect, considering only about 20% of the movie had actually been shot at that point.
Yeah, and like that was the last time we got a trailer too, was that fandome was last year. So
yeah, it was. I mean, to be honest, all I was expecting was maybe some screenshots and some details around the film. I was not expecting the trailer, and that was one hell of a surprise. Because that was a lot. As far as I'm concerned, they saved the best till last. That was the last thing, wasn't it, of the night?
Yeah, I think so.
So at this now, we already know some things that are actually going to be at the event, because it's this Saturday, isn't it? The Saturday coming. Me and Joseph are not going to be able to watch it, are we? Because we're actually going to be away in Manchester at a horror convention.
We are lucky.
Yeah, we'll be watching it the next day. Yeah,
jealous.
Sure. So basically, so kind of the things, I don't know how we want to run by this. So we've got the things that we know we're getting. So we're going to get Batman. We're going to get Aquaman 2. I can't remember. What's the title of Aquaman 2 again? They've actually, is it the Forbidden Kingdom or Fallen?
I don't know. I just thought it was Aquaman 2. I didn't know if there was a subtitle.
Yeah, they've actually given it a subtitle. Yeah, they've given it a subtitle. Scheduled for
Maybe Lost Kingdom. It might be Lost Kingdom. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I thought it had Kingdom in the title.
Yeah. So that's obviously scheduled for December 2022. We're also getting Shazam, Fury of the Gods. We'll obviously get a sneak peek, I think, at that film. Because I'm not sure if that film's gone into, it has gone into filming, isn't it? But it's not scheduled for a release until summer 2023. That movie's
sounds
out.
Right.
And of course, The Flash. Again, I think a lot of people are excited for that. This is a film. Gosh. It's ironic, isn't it? You know, the fastest man on planet Earth, and yet he's taken so goddamn long to get here, hasn't he? You know what I mean? We're 2018 was its original release date.
Yeah, that was like a recurring joke on my podcast I do, Geeks in the Phone. Where like every week we'd be like, who's the new director of The Flash? Because every director kept dropping out of The Flash. So it was almost gonna be like its own segment on my podcast.
Yeah. It's crazy because if I remember rightly, The Flash was originally scheduled for a summer 2018 release. That and Aquaman was supposed to come out in the same year.
Yep.
And then it got through director after director. Now, I don't know if you guys agree, but I think they've spent such a long time on it because it's basically going to act as kind of the reset button for the DC cinematic universe.
I think so.
And I think they have to be really careful. I think there's actually quite a lot riding on this film that could branch on to, you know, bigger things, if you will, because it's clearly taking a lot of elements from Flashpoint Paradox. Not a direct adaptation, but it's clearly taking a lot of the elements from that story. So we'll talk about like one at a time, because I know we've got loads of TV shows. Now, I know you guys don't watch the CW shows anymore either, do you?
No, I never even really got into them in general, honestly. There's so many of them, and like I just don't have the time. Like it's hard enough keeping up with movies. Like movies on its own is just its own thing. Like I hardly have time for TV shows, honestly.
But you do have to invest a lot more time in TV shows. You do. Certainly with a show like this, if it's like an 8-episode season or whatever, it's a bit different. But these CW shows, correct me if I'm wrong, they're like 22 episodes a season, aren't they?
Yeah.
Most of these CW shows. And it's I used to watch Arrow. I used to watch The Flash and even Legends of Tomorrow. Saw the first couple of seasons of that. So, I think it's guaranteed in it. We're going to get sneak peeks at the new seasons of all these CW shows.
Yeah.
So Superman and Lois, I believe it's called. The Flash. What am I missing here? What are the CW?
Batgirl?
I've got no real interest in that. I remember seeing the trailer for the first season. And
who was the girl that dropped out of Batgirl? Was it Ruby Rose?
Ruby Rose.
Yeah.
Ruby Rose. She was just Batgirl in the first season, and then they gave us a completely brand new Batgirl for the second season. A version that had never actually been seen in the comics before, I believe, created specifically for the show. I thought the early seasons of The Flash were great. I thought The Flash was a really good show. I thought the first season in particular was really good. And again, the same thing for Arrow. I thought, the early seasons were really good and stuff, but I just kind of dropped off because it just, I don't know, these shows were kind of going a little downhill in later seasons. And this whole Flash thing, the thing that put me off, this whole "we are Flash." I'm like, no, you're not. He's Flash. You're just helping him. And at what point does a Flash have to stop having his hand held? He's the goddamn Flash.
Right.
Even the DC's greatest superheroes, he does not need to have his hand held every step of the way. But I get it. All of these characters in the show, they have to serve a purpose and whatever. But now, TV show wise as well, we'll do TV before we get to film. I do believe there's a Justice League Dark TV show in development.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, wow, they confirmed that, I think, earlier this year or late last year. That's something that, fingers crossed, because I love the Justice League Dark.
Yeah.
That animated movie was awesome.
What's that?
The animated movie.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was.
It was so good.
I mean, Batman was in there for kind of like almost comedic effect, wasn't he? It's ironic, really. A serious character like Batman, and he was actually involved in some of the funniest moments of that movie.
Yeah.
Because he was completely out of his element, wasn't he? He's in a world that he knows really nothing about, and that's why I liked it. It was a fish out of water. But yeah, so we were going to get a Justice League Dark movie, which was going to be Guillermo del Toro. That was talked about for ages, kind of on and off, and then the film got cancelled and that. Joseph, do you think we'll see anything with the Justice League Dark TV show?
Well, I haven't heard any updates on it, so we may get maybe just a few more, plot details, script stuff. Maybe some casting. I don't think we'll get anything big.
I don't think we'll get anything. I don't think we'll get anything yet. I don't know. Just even casting details would be like something, at least. But I don't.
Something minor.
It's like you, Zach. You didn't know it was coming out. It hasn't really been hugely announced.
Yeah,
there hasn't really been.
We probably won't hear much about it then. I mean, they in regards to casting and whatnot. So it's probably so far down the pipeline that we probably won't hear much about it.
I think as DC fans, we've come to accept that all of these projects that do get announced doesn't mean they're going to happen.
That's true.
Deathstroke film, Nightwing film. No, I know we're getting a Batgirl HBO Max film, but there was a Batgirl film that was going to be directed by Joss Whedon, I believe. Obviously, that didn't happen.
Thank God.
They were even talking about Lobo. It was even just a few years ago. They were talking about Lobo. There was going to be a Lobo film.
I remember.
Lobo. Plastic Man has been mentioned. Plastic Man. I'm not being funny.
No.
But let's cement the big characters first before we jump into characters like Plastic Man. Let's get an established universe going first.
The deep cut.
I don't know about you guys. Do you feel like when they were making all these announcements, like film after film, it was like every couple of weeks or so? Do you feel like it felt like it was a way of just trying to Warner Brothers DC trying to stay relevant compared to like the MCU?
Yeah, I agree with that because MCU is just so huge and that makes a lot of sense. Making all these announcements, and whatnot. So,
okay. So TV show wise, now I think you've both seen the Suicide Squad.
Yes.
Yep.
Loved it.
Peacemaker. Great. Peacemaker's got his own HBO show coming.
I cannot wait.
So we're definitely, without a doubt, we're going to see Peacemaker. We're going to see like a.
Yeah.
I know we've had like a couple of teasers already. Whatever. We'll probably get a full blown trailer next Saturday.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I agree.
What's your kind of anticipation for this show? Any excitement or?
I'm definitely excited for it. Like, he was one of my favorite parts of the Suicide Squad. I mean, I thought Cena was fantastic. So I'm looking forward to him having his own series so he can just go completely off the rails.
What about you, Joseph?
Yeah. I always like John Cena anyway in movies and stuff, but I love his dry sense of humor. It's so dry.
Yeah.
You know, that scene with him and Idris Elba.
Yeah.
You know, they're trying to
they bounce off each other well, don't they?
Oh yeah. I feel like if they can do that in the series, they're winning. They can do that.
Yeah, I feel like James Gunn did with Batista for Guardians of the Galaxy. We know that John Cena isn't the best of actors out there. So you use him for comedic effect. And he does do comedy pretty well. He does comedy well. I don't rate him as a serious actor. I haven't really seen him in anything that I thought, he's a really good, solid actor. But he is used for comedic effect really well. And
I mean, like, no spoilers, but like that scene between him and Joel Kinnaman in the Suicide Squad when they're fighting, like,
there was a level of intensity.
Yeah, well, like, and he really busted out the acting chops for that scene. I thought he was great in that. But no, I totally agree with you. Like, he's more well used for like comedic effect. But like he can pull sometimes and have some really good scenes. So
So the Peacemaker show, again, HBO Max, they've got so many goddamn projects lined up, both TV show and film. I wouldn't say that I'm overly excited, but it's certainly a show that I will watch. Because I think it's a massive shame, actually, because I thought The Suicide Squad was great fun. I really liked it. I thought James Gunn did a great job of like capturing the comics aesthetics, and it was ultra violent when it needed to be as well. And it's James Gunn. There's humor. You always expect humor, but a lot of the humor for me personally, it worked as well.
It's probably my favorite. It's probably it's such a shame, like the financial situation of that movie, but like it's probably my favorite of 2021. Honestly, it's still probably my favorite movie. I mean, that might change this upcoming weekend with Halloween Kills, but I'm hoping for the best there. But I love the Suicide Squad. It's probably that, and then the Green Knight as my favorites of the year.
I haven't seen Green Knight. I remember you. Yeah, I remember you.
Oh man, I was just gushing about it on Facebook. It was like calling it a masterpiece and everything. Like, I'm such a mark for A24. I love A24 films.
They're great. They are great. Yeah.
But I think it's a real shame with the Suicide Squad. Now, what James Gunn has said is kind of like this show, The Peacemaker, may very well sate a lot of the Suicide Squad fans because it kind of connects within that universe. From what I understand, it's part prequel, part sequel to the Suicide Squad. So there is actually a chance we may see other Suicide Squad members within the show. There is that possibility.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it'll be Idris Elba. There could be nods to him, certainly, I'd imagine, because this is all connected and so forth. Because I don't know if you guys noticed, I didn't notice this, but what's Nathan Fillion? What was his name? TDK, I think. The guy that separates his arms.
Yeah.
Did you know that he's still alive?
Yeah.
He doesn't die in the Suicide Squad. He's not killed.
Yeah.
But it's a blink and you'll miss it moment. When they're actually looking at each of the characters, each of the members' vitals, his vitals are still on.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Nathan Fillion again. I'd love to see
That'd be great.
He's great. He's awesome.
TDK. Now, a show that I'm quite excited for, because I'm hoping, now me and Zach were talking about this before the episode. I'm hoping that this is the show that Gotham could have been. We're getting the Gotham City Central show.
Yeah.
So a grounded, detective-driven show set within Gotham City. With Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. So presumably it will connect within the Batman universe. I'm not quite sure of the time frame that it's set within, but I'm hoping. I'm really hoping. I mean, HBO have got a great track record, haven't they, for TV shows?
Oh yeah. If done right, that show can be incredible. Like that could be such a good show. That's why I want like a detective Batman show. I mean, we're gonna get that too with the Batman, the movie. Like it's a grounded detective, like Batman returning to be, the world's greatest detective. So
yeah. So just a good see, because obviously they're kind of like the unsung heroes, aren't they? The police force. I understand there's a little thing called corruption that goes on in that, but obviously everyone talks about Batman and that, but the police still try to do their jobs. They do. I know they're overshadowed by Batman, but I'm looking forward to this. Now, this is the thing with this show. Do you think there will be nods and references to Batman?
Yeah, you would think so. Yeah, I would think so.
The question is, do you think like Patterson's Batman would ever show up?
I doubt it. I mean, it would be cool, but like I think that's just going to be its own separate thing. I believe, but it would be cool if he showed up. I would not be against that at all.
Because this is based on the comic series, isn't it? And in the comic series, Gotham City Central, Batman did actually appear a few times, like here and there, very kind of fleeting appearances and everything. But I'm just looking forward to this really grounded show. As I said to you, Zach, with Gotham, I thought the show was at its best when it was more grounded.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it just went so far off the rails for me. It really did. And
it lost me like probably season 2. I stopped watching after season 2 because it just got, like you said, it kind of just went off the rails, and I kind of tuned out when it just,
Yeah. But I think with like HBO, at the end of that, I've come to trust HBO with a lot of their shows and a lot of their projects, and obviously there's going to be quite a budget to it. I'd imagine there's going to be quite the cast as well. And do you think we'll see anything at Fandome about it at all?
I would think so. I don't know if you'll see much, but I think we could possibly see some stuff for it. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for that.
Yeah.
I'm a little fit on the fence, 50-50. I'm excited for the show, just like whether we'll see something or whatever. I'll be very excited if we do. Very excited.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think Jeffrey Wright's. We'll come to this later, but I think Jeffrey Wright's going to do a great job as
He's a great actor.
He's a great actor. Yeah. So keeping to HBO, Batgirl. We're getting a Batgirl movie, aren't we?
We
are.
Any level of excitement for this film? Or is it too early? Because we haven't seen anything. And obviously, we won't go into it too much. But obviously, Batgirl in this film is mixed race, so when that was announced, I initially thought that this connects to Patterson's Batman, because Jeffrey Wright is obviously an African-American actor. So it would make sense for his daughter to be Batgirl.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah.
This is the daughter of J.K. Simmons. So within the DCEU. So I don't quite know if this is going to necessarily connect to anything or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't even really interested in the Batgirl TV series. So when it comes to a movie, I don't know. I don't really have the interest, I guess. But I mean, I'll check it out, obviously. But I don't think I'm as excited about it as other projects.
What about you, Joseph? Any thoughts on the Batgirl? Because we haven't seen anything. We've just heard a snippet of the casting. Really, we don't really.
Yeah. I mean, if she had already appeared in something, say even 1 or 2 movies, when we got a gist of her character, then I would be more excited.
Yeah.
Sure. But the fact that they were just like Batgirl movie, and you're just right, okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard for me to say, but if she had appeared in something else,
Yeah.
And I said, okay, yeah, I could see her, in a movie and stuff, but with literally nothing to go on. So
yeah, because obviously a few years ago there was going to be directed by Joss Whedon. There was an announcement that there was going to be a Batgirl film then, and I like Batgirl. Barbara Gordon being my favorite.
Yeah.
I think she's more than just a Batman ripoff. She's her own character, and obviously she did become the Oracle. I think she. Correct me if I'm wrong. She's in the 3rd season of Titans, isn't she? As Oracle.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't really know how well they've done her character in that show, and that I've only seen the first 2 seasons of Titans and that. But I think she's a strong character in her own right. But as I said, it's just kind of it's just confusing. It really is quite confusing as to how everything's connected here. But I've always said this, right? I don't need this huge shared universe. I just want to see good films. I just want to see good, solid films. If they connect and it works, brilliant. That's a bonus. But I just want to see good films being made. I think the MCU has perfected it. But that's hard to do. You need someone who has a clear vision. You need to know exactly what the hell you're doing, what direction you're going in.
Restore the Snyderverse.
I really like Snyder Cut. Yes, I really like Snyder Cut.
Keep Zack Snyder around. He knows what he's doing. He is tremendous. Ever since Dawn of the Dead in 2004, I walked out of the theater that day and I was like, with my friend that day, I was like, Zack Snyder's going to be a huge director. I called it that day leaving the theater almost 20 years ago. And look where he's come. He's just a tremendous filmmaker.
He is a very divisive director, though, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
I like him personally, but he certainly does have his critics.
He does.
I can't defend He does. Yeah, he does.
With the Batgirl film, I'm like with you. No level of excitement. Maybe when I see something. Maybe if I see a good trailer or something, I'll have some excitement there. But I personally, I don't think we're going to see anything at the fandome covering it.
No, I don't think we will. Probably not.
Now, there's another one, isn't there? Black Canary is getting her own HBO Max film.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that, honestly.
I saw that look of shock on your face, what, Black Canary? What the hell? When did this happen?
So much.
A few months ago. Black Canary has been given her own film. She was perfectly fine in the movie Birds of Prey. I didn't love it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good fun.
It was Birds of Prey was such an average movie. There's nothing more to it, and I kind of just forgot I even watched it. I was like, oh yeah, I saw Birds of Prey a while back, but
the plot is about as bare bones as it gets.
Yeah,
the plot is. I think the plot overall is just really weak. But admittedly, there was a good cast there. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I think, is a great awesome actress, and I would have liked to have seen a bit more of her as Huntress in that film. But they didn't really become the Birds of Prey, did they, until the end of the movie where they teamed up, and it was a pretty cool team up and whatever. But to me, it's not a true Birds of Prey film without having Batgirl there.
True.
It's the Harley Quinn film. Yeah. It's the Harley Quinn show. It's not really a Birds of Prey film, is it?
It's true.
She's got her own film. So I actually think that there is a possibility that they could do some kind of a teaser possibility for the Black Canary film. I haven't got any great level of excitement, though, if I'm honest.
I didn't even know about it until you told me.
Yeah. I don't know. She was perfectly fine in the role and everything. Was it the light coming through?
No. Oh, it was just getting darker and darker, and I couldn't see myself. It's like, I'm fading away.
Black Canary. Now, Blue Beetle as well, HBO Max film.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see a look of excitement on your face there, Zach.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
So you're a Blue Beetle fan then, yeah?
Yeah, not a massive fan, but that's just such a deep cut that I'm definitely really excited for that one. So,
what about you, Joseph? Blue Beetle?
Yeah, when it was announced, that was one of those ones I was like, oh, all right, and then when I thought about it, here's me, do you know what? It could be a cool little movie. if done well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, to be quite honest, right, I'll say this now. Plastic Man, as ridiculous as that character is, because he's like Mr. Fantastic, just without the brains. He's more of a comedic character. He's very kind of lighthearted. I think any film has a potential in the right hands. Almost any. I mean, there is a horror movie out there called Killer Condom. So that's probably one of the... No, seriously. So that's probably one of the exceptions. But I think any superhero film, in the right hands, with the right direction and anything, I think almost anything could work. With Blue Beetle, yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm a massive Blue Beetle fan, but I have come to because he's in two of the what's the animated films? Help me out here. Teen Titans.
I think so. I think
the Teen Titans animated films.
Yeah.
He's in at least one of them. I'm pretty certain he's in both of them. You got Teen Titans: A Judas Contract and Justice League versus Teen Titans, and he's actually in both of them. And admittedly, he wasn't a character that I was overly familiar with until I saw them. But again, it fits into the diversity. Hang on. All right, I've got a time limit, man, guys. 40-minute time limit. Hang on a sec. There should be a countdown coming soon. Okay. But yeah, the whole diversity thing that we're in now, because obviously he's actually Mexican, isn't he?
Yeah.
Blue Beetle as well. So I don't. I think it's too premature to get anything. I don't think we'll be receiving any trailers or news or anything or whatever. Do any of you guys watch Young Justice?
I do not.
No.
Because I think it's guaranteed that there's going to be like a fourth season reveal for Young Justice. Well.
Gotcha.
I've never actually watched it. I've heard great things about it. Apparently, it's a really solid animated DC show.
What's it on?
That's a good question. Actually, I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure. I think it's HBO Max. You know,
Is it?
HBO.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of them. The first two seasons are available on Blu-ray. I think the third season might even be available now. The animation's fantastic, though. I've seen the art style. The animation is really good.
Gotcha.
But yeah, fourth season. So I think that's almost a guarantee. They've announced the fourth season. I think the trailer will be coming. So I think that's most of the HBO Max stuff. I know Zatanna, we talked about that. Apparently Zatanna, a movie coming.
Yeah.
Too premature though. It's we won't be seeing anything regarding that.
Yeah.
I do like Zatanna. I do like her. I think she's a cool character.
I agree.
I like the her and Constantine in Justice League Dark.
Oh
yeah,
as well.
Yeah.
That was good. There's nothing Constantine coming, is there? Aside from the Justice League Dark.
I thought we were getting some sort of a Constantine reboot.
I heard of that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I thought that, but it's like way down the pipeline though. But I heard them talking about a possible Constantine reboot, like another movie reboot.
Yeah. Okay, I've not actually heard that. Yeah.
I
mean, I was still kind of annoyed that the first season, which I thought Constantine was a pretty good show, and it was cancelled after just 13 episodes.
Yeah, it was a great show. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it just couldn't get the ratings. It just wasn't doing well ratings-wise.
Yeah, like Matt Ryan was a great Constantine, and I still am very pro Keanu Reeves the movie, the Constantine 05 film,
2005.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah. I mean, that's a film I need to return to. Actually, it's been a long time since I've seen Constantine, probably about 10 years or so.
Yeah, it's really nice, yeah.
But the silver lining is with Constantine, we do get him voicing Constantine, Matt Ryan.
True. Yeah.
In the I don't know if you've seen it, but it's the Constantine City of Demons animated film.
Yes, that was so good.
I mean, it earns its 18 certificate, its R rating within like the first 5 minutes or so of that film. It's it was good. So HBO Max stuff. I don't. There's nothing that's actually jumping out to me as well from HBO Max. So we may as well kind of like talk about like the video games. For anyone that's gamers, there's 2 video games coming out next year that are both DC. And I'm really liking the look of certainly of one of them, which is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Oh.
We've only really seen a trailer, like a teaser trailer or whatever. It looks good. It looks really good. I don't think we've seen any actual gameplay yet, though, have we?
I don't think so. I think just a trailer.
That's going to be Saturday. They'll definitely they'll show off that game.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the 4 members that you choose, the 4 members you have, they've already announced, by the way, there's no other members. So it's just these 4 characters. So it's Harley Quinn, Killer Shark, Captain Boomerang, and Deadshot that you get to play as in this game. I'd love to know how the hell the Suicide Squad can take down the likes of Wonder Woman and Superman, but we'll see. In the world of comic books, anything is possible in it. Let's face it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Anyone can beat anyone. It all depends on who's writing the story. You know, I don't know if you guys read the comic where Batman gives Superman kryptonite chewing gum. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, he shoves kryptonite chewing gum into his
amazing.
mouth.
That is amazing.
But have you guys seen the footage of this game? Are you liking the look of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the trailer and it looks pretty cool. I'll definitely check it out. For sure.
Yeah.
What consoles do you guys play on?
I have a PS4 right now.
PS5.
Oh, look, what a snob. What a snob. Look at him.
I knew that was coming.
He's looking at us and he's thinking, these little peasants.
I was like, how is it up there in your ivory tower, Joseph, of having a PS5?
It is amazing. The view is unbelievable.
Spit at us while you're at it, you know. I'm because you haven't had it you've had it like what, about a month and a half now?
About a month, yeah.
I will get one at some point. Because at the moment, to be quite honest, there's not a huge amount, is there, of PlayStation 5 exclusives. There's quite a few games that are on the PS4 as well as the PS5.
Yeah.
Have you got Ratchet and Clank?
No.
That's the game that I want the PS5
No,
for.
I haven't got it yet.
Yeah, because
I've just got Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, okay, that was on PS4 as well.
It's a good game. Yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank's PS5 exclusive. I'm a big Ratchet and Clank fan. I love that franchise. I love its brand of humor, great blend of puzzle, action, and platforming. But it looks really impressive, man. That game.
It does. Yeah,
I'll be getting a PS5 or simply for Grand Theft Auto 6. When Grand Theft Auto 6 drops, I will definitely get a PS5 solely for that game. So
this might shock you. I've not played a GTA game since GTA San Andreas.
Really?
Yeah. I've never really been a big fan of sandbox titles, as weird as that might sound. Yeah, I've just never. No.
GTA 5 is just one of those games you can just pick up and just play for like hours, because it's just, you can just do whatever you want, and like you can just shut your mind off and play GTA 5 for like 3 hours.
Yeah. I've just never. I remember the original GTA when it came out in '97. You know, the top-down bird's eye. I remember it caused so much controversy as well. Caused so much controversy upon release. But on Saturday, absolute 100% guarantee, we're going to see some gameplay footage of the Suicide Squad versus Justice League, and I'm hoping the gameplay footage is as good as what that trailer shows us, because I really like the look. I think because this is a game that's been rumored for years now. I remember people talking. There were rumors floating around online that there was going to be a Suicide Squad game, and I was taking it with a pinch of salt. And then it actually got announced, and I'm like, and the other game, of course, is Gotham Knights, which is the 5th game in the Arkham franchise. What's your kind of like any excitement for this?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, that's a great series of games, those Arkham games. I mean, Arkham Asylum is an amazing game. Like, so it's a great series.
Yeah.
I've noticed like some of the mechanics are different. They've got like enemies have got like health bars and all that now as well. And obviously it's centered around the Bat family as opposed to Batman himself. 2-player co-op as well, I believe.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's classed as open world, 2-player co-op. Obviously, each character will have his own kind of play style because, the Jason Todd, the Red Hood's a gun user, isn't he? He'll be like gun toting, whereas Nightwing uses his batons and that. But yeah, again, this game has been talked about on and off for years. We've been like, when the hell are we going to get another Arkham game?
Yeah.
Because Arkham Knight was 2015. I remember getting that on the PlayStation 4, and just it's been like forever. But with this game, though, do you truly think now, because Batman's supposed to be MIA, isn't he? Batman's supposed to be dead, Bruce Wayne. Do you think he's really dead?
I don't.
Have they actually killed off Batman definitively?
No,
I don't think so.
No.
Or could it be dead and he ends up in the Lazarus pit or anything like that? But I don't know. I mean, the Court of Owls are like the big villain in this game as well, which looking forward to seeing.
Yeah,
sure.
Because I think the Court of Owls was like one of the best storylines in years when that came out, Scott Snyder. But yeah, I think, we're going to see footage. We're going to see new footage of that game. I'm hearing rumors that the Penguin's a villain in it. We've seen Mr. Freeze.
Nice.
We know that Mr. Freeze is in it. I don't know about you guys, but there are certain villains. I love the Arkham franchise. I do. But there are certain villains that I would have liked to see more of and then do a little more with.
Yeah.
Harvey Dent, Two-Face.
Yeah.
Being one of them.
Yeah.
Talked about this before, didn't we, Joseph? Hush.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
I think a villain like Hush should be like more than just a side mission.
Yeah.
Zach, me and Joseph did top 10 Batman villains recently. So take the Joker out of the equation. Who's your second favorite villain? Because I'm assuming Joker's your favorite, right?
Yeah, I don't think anybody really touches the Joker. So
who's your second?
That's tough. I mean, I would probably go with Two-Face. Like, I'm a big Two-Face fan. I think the Riddler's up there for me too. I like the Riddler. But yeah,
Condiment King, Polka Dot Man.
But no, I'd probably say Two-Face. He's probably my second favorite.
Yeah, he's good.
Cool. So yeah, that's gonna be another one. So let's talk about like the big films now. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I'm trying to remember who it is. I'm pretty certain Helen Mirren was cast for this film a little while ago, as well as Lucy Liu, both playing villains. I think
that's right. Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I really enjoyed Shazam. I thought it was great fun.
I loved Shazam. I thought Shazam was awesome.
Yeah.
Now, we won't get a trailer for this film because it's way too premature, but we'll probably have some behind the scenes stuff and all that and whatever, maybe a little bit. Do you think Black Adam is getting his own film, Dwayne Johnson? Will these films connect and overlap? Will there be a Black Adam nod in Shazam! Fury of the Gods?
I could see it. I mean, I definitely could see that for sure. I could definitely see some nods in there to each other.
Yeah, I mean, like in the first Shazam, they did mention, the wizard guy was like, we tried this before and it went so bad with someone, and people are like, Black Adam. So this would be the next step. Yeah. Well, if there's not, I would be surprised.
That's the thing. It's kind of weird, really, to me, because I feel like if Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson wasn't playing Black Adam, because Dwayne Johnson's a big star, if he wasn't Black Adam, I kind of feel as though Black Adam probably wouldn't have been getting his own film.
I would agree with that, honestly.
I would agree.
That Black Adam, I'm not saying that he would have necessarily been the villain in the first Shazam. I think Mark Strong did a great job as Dr. Savannah, I believe it is.
Dr. Savannah.
Yeah.
Is that Black Adam would have been possibly the villain for the second movie. But Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is like a leading actor.
Exactly. He's the biggest star on the planet, basically.
Which is
so,
like mad to me. It's like,
no,
I like him. He's he's charismatic. He's funny. He seems like a really nice guy. But I don't know about you. Sorry, Dwayne the Rock Johnson, if you are watching, I highly doubt it. But he's just here, there, and everywhere. It's
true,
just like you can't get away from Dwayne Johnson now, and it feels like Cena is kind of like not nowhere near to the same extent yet. But Cena's following in the footsteps now because he's really pursuing that film career, isn't he?
It's crazy. Yeah. Like, I never would have thought the guy who walked out, Rocky Maivia, who walked out at the 1996 Survivor Series, would be this massive star now. Like, it's just insane to me.
Yeah. Now, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to Fury of the Gods. Again, I'll be a little bit more excited once we see a trailer and see something from it and that. But no, I really enjoyed it, and I think it's a shame. I think you guys will agree that Shazam, even though it made money, it's a film that deserved more than what it got.
Yeah,
I agree. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. 110.
But it was released right between Captain Marvel, which made like 1.1 bill, and released right between the biggest movie, Avengers Endgame.
Yeah,
it was sandwiched right between them two films, and I think it kind of overshadowed it. It's kind of a shame in that.
Captain Marvel had no business making $1 billion.
Well, he's the original Captain Marvel. That's the thing. Shazam is the original Captain Marvel because he was known as Captain Marvel, weren't he?
Yeah. But just that movie, though, Captain Marvel was just, I was not a big fan, honestly.
Bland.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
what I liked about Shazam, what I like about the concept of it, it's a complete contrast to the likes of Batman. Batman is a character that's born out of tragedy. Shazam is a character that's all about wish fulfillment. It's great escapism. It's like every kid on the planet would love to be a superhero.
Yeah.
And it plays into that. And obviously it has them Tom Hanks big aesthetics to it. The boy very quickly. So I'm looking forward to it. So the other film, Aquaman, we still haven't decided on the freaking title. I think Joseph is right. I think it is the Forbidden Kingdom or Forgotten Kingdom. It's one of the two.
Yeah,
that sounds right.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely get a sneak peek at this film without a doubt. Maybe a teaser, maybe some kind of a teaser trailer or whatever. What was your guys' thoughts on Aquaman? Did you like the 2018 film?
I did not.
Going by your look, do you want a bucket there with you, man? Because you look like you're about to vomit.
I did not like Aquaman at all.
Okay,
I couldn't get into it. I felt like, I don't know. I felt like Defoe felt out of place. Like Patrick Wilson was just way over the top, and I just didn't care for it. I was not an Aquaman fan. I feel like I'm in the real minority with that one.
No, I do know some people that don't like it. I do know some people myself. What about you, Joseph?
I liked it, Zach. Don't hate me.
Get the fire and the pitchforks out, Jesus.
Yeah. Into the Wicker Man I go. Bye. No, I loved it visually. I thought really good visually, and I mean it was dumb fun. When you have a giant crab voiced by Julie Andrews, Mary Poppins herself.
Yeah,
that giant creature,
right.
Julie Andrews. Can you believe? If you said to someone, Julie Andrews would be in a friggin' superhero film.
I couldn't believe it when I found that out that she voiced that crab. I was like, Julie Andrews voiced that crab. What?
But
I definitely
like Julie Andrews. Yeah.
I definitely agree with Joseph though. Like, I can't take it away from Aquaman. That is a visually amazing film. Like, that looks great.
It's great.
Like, and one thing I will say about Aquaman, one of my favorite parts of that movie was the trench monsters. That whole scene was just incredible.
Very horror-esque.
Yeah.
That was actually adapted, wasn't it, from the New 52, the trench. Jeff Johns storyline. Yeah, that was like ripped right from the comics. That.
Speaking of the trench monsters, aren't we supposed to be actually getting something based on that too?
We're supposed to get a trench movie.
That's what was announced, but it's DC, it's Warner Brothers.
It's a grain of salt.
It probably ain't happening.
Yeah.
I've not heard anything since the announcement.
Funny
They were getting ahead of themselves because Aquaman made 1.1 billion. I mean, it's still crazy to me that theatrically released, that is the highest grossing DC film we've ever had. I apologize. The highest grossing film in the DCEU. Whoever would have thought that? Aquaman.
I never would have thought of that.
No, wouldn't have guessed it. No.
But yeah, it made 1.1 bill. And I think they were getting ahead of themselves. I thought this film's a huge success. We can do more with this. Obviously, it didn't take long for a sequel to be announced, but then a spin-off movie, The Trench and all that. And I even thought at the time, like, that might not happen. A sequel, yes, but
yeah,
don't get ahead of yourself too quick, you know. I kind of enjoyed Aquaman. You're right, it is a cheese fest. The scene where he gets the trident and gets the classic, we talked about this before, and he comes out and it's like a L'Oreal commercial. He's standing there, it's the classic hero shot though, isn't it? It's the hero shot, but it looks really cheesy on screen. And I will admit, when Momoa was cast as Aquaman, I think we all thought the same. Hang on a sec. Aquaman, Arthur Curry's blonde hair and all this. What the hell? But I think Warner Brothers were clearly on a mission for Aquaman to be a character to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
Because Aquaman's he's been the subject of ridicule for years, hasn't he? Let's face it, a lot of people just see him as a bit of a cheesy character.
Long time.
So casting Momoa was like a way of trying to make Aquaman cool. And to be honest, seeing him in the Snyder Cut in particularly, I think he's great. I actually think I don't think he's not somebody what I would say is like a future Oscar winner or anything like that, but he has cemented himself in that role, I think, already.
Absolutely. Yeah. He looked I'm gonna give Aquaman some credit at some parts, but like it actually, like, his suit looked great. Like this suit looked awesome in that movie. And he was great in Snyder Cut. Like he was really, his scenes were really good in that.
They were.
And what Black Manta? I thought they did a good job with Black Manta in Aquaman. I do like Black Manta. I think, for me personally, he's my favorite Aquaman villain, actually. I mean, I'll admit, I'll confess, I don't know a huge amount of Aquaman villains. You've got Orm, Ocean Master, his half-brother. I agree, though, like with Orm, Ocean Master and stuff, sometimes there were moments in the film that were a little jarring at times with some of the CG. And do you get what I mean? Because that is a difficult movie to make.
Yeah.
The whole world is underwater. And how do you do that without making it look jarring? And without making it look blatantly CG and all that?
You hired James Wan.
That's the thing. I will commend James Wan for this. I will say this for James Wan, right? Like with the horror genre, as formulaic and as generic as many of his horror films are, sorry, you know, he does veer into other genres, and he clearly doesn't want to just be a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
The guy that did Saw and The Conjuring doing Aquaman.
Yeah.
It's a complete contrast. Fast and the Furious. I don't like swearing on my own channel, whatever, but Fast and the Furious, you know, directing the 7th movie, I believe it was.
Yeah.
So I will say that to him. He's a guy that does kind of veer out, you know, out of his comfort zone, if you will.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to be typecasted as a horror director. So no, I'm a huge James Wan fan. I've always liked James Wan. I think he's a good guy and he's a good filmmaker, I think. And
he's directing the sequel. Let's not forget, he is actually directing the sequel to Aquaman as well.
Yeah.
So I know Orm Ocean Master, and again, you probably saw the shot. You probably saw the shot of Orm Ocean Master with a massive beard.
Yeah.
Black Manta's returning, I know as well, and Aquaman's got the I think that it's actually listed as the stealth suit. He's got like a dark brand new suit as well. I'm kind of mildly excited again, like when I see a trailer and everything, but we'll definitely get something at the event for that. I think you guys are with me when I say The Flash is a movie that you're very excited for.
Oh yeah.
Now, let's be honest here. Seriously, Is it because obviously this film's been a long time coming, or are you just a little bit more excited because you know that there's two frigging Batman in it?
Yes.
Yeah. And just like, I mean, Keaton's my favorite Batman. He always will be. And did you see that article the other day? He said like the suit still fits. Like that just gave me chills when I read that article. I was like, oh, it still fits after like 30 plus years.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
The Flash movie. Yeah, I'll admit, I was kind of excited for any, but we've had so many years pass. So it was kind of, I'm not going to lie, my excitement was dwindling because I'm like, we've just waited so long for a Flash movie. And then they obviously announced that. I worried, actually, I panicked when they said that this was going to be a Flashpoint film. I panicked because I'm like, oh my God, that's a massive storyline. That is the biggest, probably the biggest Flash story ever told. And you are going to jump into a big storyline like that for the Flash's first solo movie.
Yeah.
No, you've got to establish your characters first. These people have to cement themselves in the role before you jump into a story like that. But then they announced that Batman, Michael Keaton is returning as friggin' Batman. And
do you guys think that like the Flash is going to be like second fiddle in this movie compared to everything else that's going to be in it? Like,
no.
Okay.
Well, it depends what you mean. When you say second fiddle, do you mean in terms of story or as in what the fans want to see?
Probably in terms of like what the fans want to see. Like,
okay. More people are excited for Batman.
Yeah. I guess that's where what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Storyline wise, it will essentially be a Flash movie
for sure.
But Bruce Wayne, Michael Keaton's Batman. I mean, this is a thing. I mean, it's all just conjecture. How much screen time do we think he's going to get? Is it just going to be kind of a bit part?
I think so. Yeah, I think just like a smaller role, maybe like, what do you think? 20 minutes of screen time, maybe.
Could even be less than that.
Yeah, maybe 10-15 minutes.
I did read somewhere that it was one of the insiders. Now, apparently he was reliable, and he said that Michael Keaton's role was almost identical to what Sean Connery had in Last Crusade.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
I think whatever the case, whether it's a lot of screen time or not, I think he's going to play a really important, pivotal role. It's not just because my kind of worry, as excited as I am to see Michael Keaton, in the bat suit again, nostalgic we're all going to be geeking out.
Mm-hmm.
But I want him to be there for an actual reason. I don't want it to be just a case of, so us fans are sitting, oh, look, it's Michael Keaton for nostalgic reasons. I want him to really fit into an important part of the plot. Because, we're not just getting him, we're getting Ben Affleck as well.
Yeah.
But again, from what I've heard, because it really didn't take him long to film, Ben Affleck, I think his role is going to be very small in this film.
Yeah.
It might literally be one scene or a couple of scenes at most.
For sure. I am so pro Affleck. Like, I was a huge fan of Ben Affleck as Batman, honestly. I thought he was great. I'm an Affleck fan.
He might not necessarily have the best material to work with always and whatever, but I agree. I thought Ben Affleck was great, and I was a defender of him from the start. The moment he was cast, like 90% of the world was against it, and I was sitting there and I'm thinking, no, I can see it. And when they released the very first image of him in the cape and cowl, I'm like, that's frigging Batman.
Yeah.
Seriously, that is still, to this day, my favorite ever publicity promo shot for a Batman actor.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
That was like one of those moments when he was announced as Batman, like you never forget where you were. Like, that's in my opinion. Like, I was just at like a baseball game. I looked down at my phone and it said like Ben Affleck's been cast as Batman. And I will admit in the beginning, I was like, what? Ben Affleck?
Yeah.
But then like when, like you said, when that promo photo was released, I was like, oh my God, did they do it? Like, it's like when they announced Heath Ledger as the Joker. I was like,
I couldn't see it.
That guy from A Knight's Tale is going to be the Joker. And then like they released the first promo photos of the Joker. I was like, oh my God, he looks terrifying.
Yeah.
I just couldn't envision it. It's right. Heath Ledger was a great actor, but still at the same time, the Joker, I was like, he's been terribly miscast. And then they released, the very first image, and we saw him, and he pretty much proved the world wrong.
Yeah.
The same thing with Keaton. When Keaton was cast for the original '89 Batman film, there was even a petition to try and get him removed because he was more of a comedic actor. I mean, look at Beetlejuice.
Yep.
Came out the year before. If you said to people, look, the guy playing Beetlejuice is going to be Batman next, you could understand the skepticism there.
Yeah.
But with Affleck, now I know Affleck was recently said that we're going to. He really enjoyed filming the stuff he did for the Flash. Way more than Justice. He had a real good time. But here's the question. Now I don't know if they've said this or not. Actually, do you think Keaton and Affleck will share screen time? Will they be on screen together? Because I don't think they will.
I don't think so, but if they did, I would I'd probably faint in the theater, like if they shared screen time together, because that would just be like, that'd be amazing.
My heart would just stop.
Yes, seriously.
Like the problem this film has, I think the problem this film has, right, is that if it's not careful, if it's not executed correctly, this film could end up as I'll have to beep the second word out, a cluster beep. If this film is cramming quite a lot in there, quite a lot of characters, because Supergirl's in this movie as well. To what capacity, we don't know. It could literally be a handful of scenes or whatever. But if this movie isn't this is what I'm a little worried about. I'm very excited to see Keaton, to see Affleck and all that and whatever. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, I'm not fully understanding the plot at this point. I understand that he has to go back in time to save his mother, and obviously taps into the Speed Force, causes a time rift, etc. And presumably that's where he encounters Michael Keaton's Batman. Maybe he goes back, tries doing it again. This time he encounters Affleck's Batman. But from a narrative perspective, I think for some people out there who aren't DC comic fans and stuff, this film could be really goddamn confusing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's kind of one of the concerns I have with the new Spider-Man film too, is like it could just be a bloated mess of characters, and like that's a concern I have with the Flash too. I genuinely believe this is the reason it's taken so long for this film to get it. I think they know there's a lot riding on this film. I firmly believe that the film we would have got in 2018 would have been a kind of self-contained Flash film. It would have been the Flash in Central City taking on the Rogues, maybe Reverse Flash as well, but it's changed. The script has gone through so many different variations and that. So it's just kind of interesting to see where it's going to go from here, and if Keaton is going to be a recurring role. I've heard that he could be the new kind of Nick Fury for the DC cinematic universe. I don't know what to think at this point, but let's face it, we'd go to the cinema, wouldn't we, to watch Michael Keaton sitting there in a room saying nothing, dressed as Batman. Yes, I would be there opening day. So what do you think we're going to see then? Do you reckon we're going to get like a teaser trailer at the event or something? I would hope so. I would think we'd get some kind of a teaser.
Do you think they're going to show Keaton as Batman on Saturday on Saturday at the Fandome?
Yes.
I think Joseph's right.
Yeah. It's the one thing that people are just desperately waiting on. Between that and the Matt Reeves film,
I'm 50-50 on it. I feel like they should. They should. I don't mean to be like a party pooper or anything like that. I think they should, but not. It should just be a subtle tease. Just a subtle tease. Just a little thing. Maybe him stood there in the shadows, but not in all his glory in the Batsuit. I think there might be a very subtle tease of Keaton's Batman. Do you think we'll see Affleck's Batman then on Saturday? Are they going to show both of them?
I would think you'd get Keaton over Affleck.
Yeah.
over
So,
Affleck.
Yeah, I would agree with Zach. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna get that. Yeah.
So yeah.
Barry, if you jinx this, now don't forget you're with me all next weekend. And if you jinx it and Michael Keaton only gets a glimpse, I'm gonna put you through hell.
I'm saying it now. It's going to be a glimpse.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I think it's going to be a glimpse.
Oh.
Personally, not that I'm the head of Warner Brothers or anything, because they rarely do anything right anyway. But if I was the head of Warner Brothers, I would just be giving people a subtle little tease. I wouldn't be showing Keaton yet. Not just yet. Just enough to have people wanting more. To have
you could be right though. You could be right.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 more big films now. Now, actually, I wanted The Flash to be the second from last, but I skipped over one. I forgot about one. And that's the Black Adam film. Dwayne, I'm Everywhere Johnson. Black Adam. So we're going to be getting a teaser trailer, at the very least.
Yeah.
They even sort of showed a snippet of him, didn't they, in the trailer for the DC Fandome? Did you see him in the thunderstorm?
Yeah.
Now, this is another film that has quite a few characters thrown into it. Because even though it's a Black Adam film, you've got Hawkman. I'm not sure if it's Captain Atom or Atom Smasher. One of them. I think it's Captain Atom. I might be wrong, though. Dr. Fate is also in the film as well, played by ex-Bond actor Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
Black Adam, have you got any excitement for this film whatsoever, or?
I'm mild. I thought Joseph was going to say something, but I'm mildly excited. Like, I'm not real pumped for it. I'm more just over the moon for the next film we're going to talk about. But but I'm excited though. I mean, it could be really good. So,
what about you, Joseph?
Yeah. Well, Zach has just said my line for me. I personally too am mildly excited, but it is the next movie that I am more interested in, very interested in.
Oh, is that the DC Super Pets film?
That's the one.
That's it, man.
I thought so. Yeah, the DC Super Pets. I'm pretty revved up for that too. That's actually getting a theatrical release. I don't know how or why,
really?
but yeah, that is not an HBO film. It's theatrically released. I mean, that could be subject to change. That could change, but yeah,
that's gonna bomb.
I can't see it making much money at all.
No.
Black Adam, I'm kind of mildly. I think the trailer might excite me if it's a good trailer.
Yeah.
It could excite me. Now, there is something that has to be the elephant in the room here for me. Is that, let's face it, Superman, Henry Cavill. We probably ain't going to see him again as Superman. Do you think he's going to appear? Now, I'll be honest, when the last fandom event happened, I did an episode on it, and I actually said that I believe Henry Cavill Superman may very well appear in the Black Adam film. I'll admit, I think I was probably wrong. I don't think it's going to happen now. I would love for it to.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Black Adam and Superman clashing?
That'd be so cool.
Amazing.
The problem is, though, is that they've just got Henry Cavill, and it's like it's like they don't know what to do with him. He's just sitting there on the sidelines, and it's like they're not doing anything with him.
It's just such a shame too, because he's Batman. He's Superman to me. Like, Henry Cavill, I think is, you can say, I think he's my favorite Superman. I think he's just done such an amazing job, I think.
Yeah. I think it's a shame, really, because I don't think he ever truly got that much time to shine.
No.
A Man of Steel 2 should have happened, let's face it. I mean, Man of Steel came out 8 years ago. That should have had a sequel by now. It really should have. And there has been talks of it. I do believe it was planned, but they just never went ahead with it for whatever reason. I mean, the thing is as well, though, if it's it's a huge mountain-sized if Superman was to show up in this film, I still think it's kind of a disservice to the character, because he's Superman. He's a goddamn icon. He deserves his own film.
Yeah.
He shouldn't just be a side character.
Absolutely. Like I'm very pro Man of Steel. I love Man of Steel. I thought it was a great movie. It was so awesome. Another Zack Snyder gem. So.
And again, very divisive, isn't it? It's a very divisive film.
All right.
Some people really like it. Some people really didn't take to it. I personally like it. I really liked Man of Steel.
I just remember the internet just going insane whenever he killed Zod. Like everybody was just like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he actually did that." I was like, "I didn't bother me really."
No, to me, it was too many people were stuck in. Now, I love the original '78 Superman, Superman 2, and stuff, but too many people, unfortunately, were still stuck in that Christopher Reeve era.
Yeah,
you know, and this to me was a realistic depiction of what an alien's life would be on planet Earth. The conflict of either hiding in plain sight or becoming essentially a god, isn't it? There's a lot of religious symbolism in Man of Steel. So I liked it for that fact. It was a more realistic depiction, but I think it was just too gritty and too dark for some people. You know. But with Black Adam, I'll be honest, last year I actually thought I would have said 75% chance. He even teased it. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson knew exactly what he was doing, because obviously the lines have been handed to him. And he did say, I don't know if you remember, but he said, what is it again? Like the characters Wonder Woman, the Justice League and all that, you know, I'm sure you guys would love to see Black Adam take him on. Well, we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
He said something along them lines. They were teasing it there and then, that Superman may very well, but no, I don't think we're going to see Cavill back.
I was going to say, do you think this will ever see Henry Cavill Superman again?
You know, as the years have gone on, I've a year ago I would have said yes. But now with the Flash film coming out, which is gonna, I think, effectively reboot things and everything, no.
And we've come full circle to what I said earlier: restore the Snyderverse.
Restore.
Because even with the HBO projects coming out, I can't go into this too much, but we're getting an African American Superman film. That's going to be directed by an African American and written by an African American. So obviously it's not Henry Cavill, and it's going to essentially be a reboot as well. Why? I mean, and we couldn't get a Man of Steel 2?
Exactly. Like haven't they been saying it's going to be Michael B. Jordan as Superman, is what they're saying early? Like,
there's so many things I want to say, but I can't. You got to be very careful in this age, all right? You got to be very careful in this age. I am not racist at all.
No,
I know a lot of African Americans I've spoken to that are not happy with this because they want Cavill. You know, they've already got an actor as Superman. But yeah, you're right. There is a Michael B. Jordan one. Now, I don't know if that's going to be Kal-El or if that's going to be Calvin Ellis, who's obviously also a fellow Kryptonian. But yeah,
we'll see.
You know, so
we'll see.
So we come to the final film now. Okay, the one that we're seriously excited for, really revved up for. And it is the DC Super Pets.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait. It looks awesome, man. I just want to see
Crypto. God, I can't wait.
No, it's obviously the Batman, which is obviously out March the 4th next year, I believe.
Which that is going to be the best birthday present, because that is my 35th birthday, is March 4th of 2022. So I will be seeing Batman on my 35th birthday.
Unless, I don't want to jinx it, unless it gets delayed.
It's been delayed quite a bit. So
get rid of him now. Go away.
I will say this: I firmly believe it's not being delayed anymore. We're going to get the March 4th release date.
Yeah,
we will.
I think so.
So yeah, the first trailer they put out, I thought was great. It really didn't show too much. To me, that's what a trailer should do. A trailer should excite you, but leave you wanting more. Blumhouse need to learn from this for Halloween Kills. We talked about it before. I think they've showed way too damn much. I'm still excited for the film, but they've showed too much. But no, the Batman. I I mean, Jesus, I mean, this film's like spent what feels like eternity in development.
Yeah.
You know, we were going to get Ben Affleck directing. We were going to get Ben Affleck as Batman. Deathstroke was going to be the villain. Matt Reeves came on board. I'm sure you two guys like Dawn of the Apes and War of the Apes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Two great films. He's a director I have a lot of faith in.
Oh yeah.
And great cast. I know Patterson's got his critics, but the thing is about Patterson's critics, a lot of his critics are people that haven't really seen much of his films beyond Twilight.
Exactly. When I found out Pattinson got cast, I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing! He's going to be such a great Batman." Everybody's just like, "Oh, Edward Cullen from Twilight." No, you haven't seen, his films after that. Like Good Guys is amazing. I think you and I have talked about this before, Barry.
Yeah.
Like Good Guys is an incredible movie. The Lighthouse was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like he is a great actor. I think he's going to do a great job.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand like some of the skepticism as well. Like some people just don't see him as Batman. Like the same thing again comes down to Keaton. Now, if we take ourselves back to the late 80s, probably a lot of people couldn't have seen Keaton as Batman.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
But no, I think at the end of the day, I think he's going to give it his all, and I'm really hoping. I mean, my expectations of this film, I'm not going to lie, are very high.
Same.
Very high.
Yeah.
I'm expecting a movie that's going to be close to, and this might sound very optimistic, but I want this film to be as good or at least close to Batman Begins.
I agree. It's got a lot riding on it. And I, like you said earlier, I have a lot of faith in Matt Reeves. He's a tremendous filmmaker. Like he's just so good at what he does. So
yeah,
he is.
He as he proved with the Apes franchise, he's great with character development, characters arcs, and we're going to get a more, I'm liking the fact that this isn't an origin story as well. I'm liking the fact that it's basically Batman, Bruce trying to find solid footing as Batman. It's his second year as Batman. Here's a question for you. Do you think, because we always get this, come on, let's face it, do you think we'll see his parents killed again?
Isn't it like almost tradition at this point that we got to see his parents get killed in every movie?
Got to, in it. Come on, it's got to. There's got to be a flashback sequence in there.
For sure.
I'll tell you what does have me really excited. Now, I'm assuming this is true, that apparently, and this will be the first ever, not comic book movie, but first Batman film, I think, to do it. Apparently, Patterson gives narration throughout the film.
Really?
Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah,
I didn't know
like
that,
a comic
honestly.
book on the panels, you get like Batman, the inner monologues. Apparently, this film does that.
That's amazing.
I'm hoping it's true. Because Matt Reeves has actually said that the Batman movie we're going to get, and they even said this after advanced screenings and that this is the most unique, different Batman. This is a Batman film unlike any other that we've had previously.
We're gonna get like inner monologue, like you're gonna be like watching a comic book come to life on the big screen.
That's what I've read. I'm just hoping it's true. But the people that have seen the film already have said that it's a 3-hour cut. Now, post-production, they're gonna cut it down. They're gonna trim it down. So I'd imagine. I think Josie, if you agree, didn't you? Probably around about 2.5 hours, maybe.
Yeah.
220 to 2.5.
I was thinking 250.
That's the standard. Yeah.
I was thinking 215 to 230 is my guess.
Yeah.
So is there anything from a trailer? Because obviously we're guaranteed this. We're getting a brand new trailer. I believe it's 2 minutes 36. They even give us the timing recently. Is there anything in the trailer that you kind of like to see that we haven't seen yet? Be it a character, a moment, anything.
What do you think, Joseph?
I would like just a little bit more the kind of hint to the plot. Nothing major, just maybe a little more of a tease.
Okay.
I would like to see some more stuff with Paul Dano. Just to kind of see more Riddler stuff, more Colin Farrell.
Because we haven't seen him. We haven't seen him outside
exactly.
of the... Yeah.
And I would love to see a little bit more action.
Yeah. Well, from what I know, you know, because presumably I believe it's the very first encounter we have Batman and Catwoman.
Yeah.
That scene is essentially extended for the new trailer. So we do actually have more of an extended fight between the two.
Yeah.
What about you, Zach? Is there any like characters that you've not seen yet that you would like to see?
Joseph definitely answered the question for me. Paul Dano. Paul freaking Dano. Like, he is a phenomenal actor, and I am so excited to see him as the Riddler. Like, I'm almost just as excited to see him as Riddler as, you know, Pattinson as Batman. And when I first saw that trailer, the last trailer we got last year, I didn't even realize that was Colin Farrell as the Penguin.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
I was like,
oh
my God.
Yeah.
More Penguin too.
That's some Oscar-worthy prosthetics there.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah.
But yeah, Paul Dano is a terrific actor. It's amazing, really, because he's an amazing actor, but he's not like a household name.
No.
A lot of people might. We talked about this before, I think. But a lot of people might recognize him, but he's not. You know, he's not a name that a lot of people have heard of. But I'm just looking forward to this kind of darker iteration of the character.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah.
And, I'm looking forward to this cat and mouse game between Batman having to use his real detective skills, his detective abilities to take down the Riddler. Carmine Falcone, I think you said, Joseph, before, there's kind of a blink and you'll miss it moment with Falcone.
Yeah, and then there was the behind the scenes photos of filming in Liverpool. And you actually seen John Turturro, in his full Carmine getup. I think he looks amazing. He really does look like Carmine Falcone, and he actually had the scratches on his face. Yeah, he actually had it on his face. Yeah,
because I'm also kind of led to believe that the scene in which, again, this is speculation, but the scene in which Batman encounters Catwoman, she's trying to rob Carmine Falcone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did read that. Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking forward to the detective aspect. There should be some great action sequences as well. There's one character you two guys did mention that I'm surprised at, because we haven't seen Alfred yet.
That's right. That's right.
Andy Serkis, which I'm still... I don't know. I'll admit I'm warming to it. When he was cast, I couldn't see it. Again, like with Heath Ledger, I just couldn't envision it.
I mean, he's a great actor. But like Alfred to me will forever be Michael Caine. I mean, like Michael Caine's my Alfred. Like he's just, I love Michael Caine, such a great actor. And I still thought I thought Jeremy Irons did a pretty good job.
He did.
Jeremy Irons.
I like the dry wit. The thing is with Alfred, I love the dry wit that Alfred has. For anyone that reads the comics, watches the animated films, he has that great sardonic dry wit. It's brilliant. I think me and Joseph talked about this before, and I think this is an actor that would be absolutely perfect as Alfred, and I can't believe that Warner Brothers have never... Now, he has been Alfred, but voice acting Alfred, and that is Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I think that's brilliant. I just think that's like perfect.
Amazing.
He's a true English gentleman. He's very it's a terrible movie. It's a frigging terrible film. But I'll give you an example where he plays that pure British gentleman. The Avengers, the 98 film with Uma Thurman.
Oh, yeah.
But he's very gentlemanly, isn't he? The film is rubbish. The film is completely utter rubbish. But he has got a very, what's the word, debonair aura about him, Ralph Fiennes. And I've always thought that he would be, but he voiced him, didn't he, in the Lego Batman movie?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, he did.
But yeah, no, the Batman, I think that, what's that?
I love that movie.
What, the Lego Batman film?
Yeah.
It is good fun. It is good fun. It's definitely for the true Batman fans out there, because there's so many goddamn references and nods in there. There's so many. The fact that they got Billy D. Williams from the original Batman, obviously Harvey Dent, voicing Two-Face, because if Tim Burton had done another Batman film, we would have got Billy D becoming Two-Face. Which is actually happening at the moment in comic format.
In comic book
There's
form,
a continuation of it. So yeah, in regards to the Batman then, so we talked about this before, I think. So this is planned to be a trilogy. Just give me one villain that you'd like to see maybe in the next film, assuming this obviously does get the trilogy treatment.
I would say Hush for sure. And then what about Solomon Grundy?
Not for me, man. Not for me. No, not my pick. Are you serious, or was you joking?
No, I mean, yeah. But
he was in Gotham, weren't he? Solomon Grundy. They the cop and oh my god, man, like so bad. So yeah, what about you, Joseph?
I would say, because I've chatted to you about this before,
we did.
I would really like to see a great Mr. Freeze.
Okay,
sure, a proper Mr. Freeze. A Heart of Ice-esque type storyline. I would kill for that.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like it's just so hard to take Mr. Freeze seriously after Arnold, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's tough.
Because the dinosaurs.
The Ice Age.
God.
So bad.
Allow me to break the ice.
Oh.
Harvey Dent Two-Face is mine.
That would be cool.
I would love to see Two-Face. Second or third film, probably second, and then someone like Scarecrow. I'd love to see.
See, I was gonna say Two-Face would be mine or Scarecrow, but I didn't know like if it was too close to Nolan's, because Nolan movies are still pretty fresh. So I wanted to say those two, but like that's why I went with Solomon Grundy was kind of a joke, but like Hush would be cool. But like I would love to have Dent or Scarecrow.
That's
really
the thing.
cool.
That's the thing, though. Like some of his greatest villains, many of Batman's greatest villains have been done before. So it's trying to find a villain, a great villain, one that's going to translate to the screen well as well, that hasn't been done. And we were thinking about this the other day, weren't we? This was quite tough. This was quite tough to think of a villain, a great villain that would translate to the screen that hasn't appeared already. And I think we come to Hush is a good one.
Hush is a good one.
Hush is a good one. And maybe someone like we said Clayface. You said Clayface.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it if done well, as long as it doesn't.
And then I sent you that thing. Remember?
What's that?
Do you remember the thing that I sent you over?
Yeah. There was talks of a Clayface origin story actually for a while.
Wow.
That was going to be directed by Mike Flanagan, the guy behind Doctor Sleep and Hush, and
nice.
But obviously just one of them many DC projects that got cancelled. But no, Hush is a great one. Hush is great because very steeped, very grounded.
Yeah.
Like even with Poison Ivy, it's like you got to kind of be careful, because I always look at Batman's universe as very grounded and stuff. And some of these things, I don't know how well they translate to live action, to the big screen.
Yeah.
Firefly, you talked about that one before. I think Firefly could work as a villain.
Yeah.
Guy with a jetpack, flamethrower.
Yeah. Really cool character. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all right, with the Batman as well then, all right, I want you to really go all out now. I want you to estimate. Now, I know we've got a situation here and that. What do you reckon its box office gross is going to be like?
I think... You want to go ahead, Joseph?
I would probably estimate now, obviously, because we've still got a while to go before it's released, so hopefully the world's kind of back to normal. If it made, I would be happy if, well, I'm not Warner Brothers, but if it made at least 600 million, that would be reasonable. That would be reasonable.
Do you know what the film's budget is? I've not looked into the budget of this.
No,
movie.
I haven't seen it.
I wonder what the budget is on that movie. I would say 1 to 150, you'd think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say probably around about the 150 mark. I'd guess. Could be a little lower. It could be slightly lower. It could be a little lower than that. What about you, Zach? What do you reckon? 600, 650 or more?
I was thinking, I mean, I would love to see it make close to $1 billion, but we're living in a different time now. And I don't think we're ever going to see a $1 billion movie again, honestly.
Really?
But we're just like, we're in, with COVID and streaming and stuff. It's so different, but I'm hoping for at least 500 million worldwide. Like, that would be awesome. Like here in the States, opening weekend, I'd love to see it. It could do over 100. I don't know, but maybe like in the Venom range, like a 90 million opening, something like that. But we'll see. It's hard to say.
I think I find it like it's all just educated guesswork in it at the end of the day, but I find it like impossible to predict, actually completely impossible now because of the situation we're in.
Exactly.
Because I'm getting confused with films when they come out, like The Suicide Squad, theatrical release and HBO Max. So a lot of people are watching it at home. They're not even going to the cinema. And I know they're still making money, but they're not making as much money and all that. I think if there wasn't this situation going on, and let's say the cinema was normal, and everything was, I think the Batman would certainly have the potential to make, I reckon, 800 mil plus.
I was thinking the same thing, close to $1 billion, like in the 800 to 900 million range.
I do know some people that actually do call themselves Batman fans who actually refuse to watch it because of Pattinson.
Oh my gosh. That's ridiculous.
And there are people that won't go because it's Pattinson and they see him as a shiny little vampire.
It's just so close-minded and stupid. Like, that's just ridiculous to me. Like, go spend the night and watch Good Guys, Lighthouse. Go watch some of these films that he's done that are just show how good of an actor he really is.
Yeah,
exactly.
From what I've also heard that Zoe Kravitz actually makes for a great Catwoman. Some people have already said that she's probably the best Catwoman we've had.
Really?
Some people have actually said that, and apparently her and Pattinson have great chemistry. That was one of my concerns. Well, not a concern as such. He's a great actor. I'm not really familiar with Zoe Kravitz. I've heard she's a really solid actress and that. But I was just wondering if they're going to actually have chemistry, actual on-screen chemistry, because there has to be that. With a bat and cat, there's got to be chemistry, but apparently they do. Apparently they do a great job. So, but so I think it's safe to say it's the film that we're all most looking forward to, right?
Oh yeah. Down.
Yeah.
More than any other horror film as well. So this is just literally your most anticipated film.
Just overall, or
overall, any genre.
I wouldn't say overall. I mean, well, it might be close to the top. I don't know if it'll be number one, but it's definitely close to the top. I mean,
Damn.
What about you, Joseph? The Batman or Halloween Kills?
Oh, there's that stick in the heart.
I thought he's having a spasm there. You're right. He's having an aneurysm.
What's a question like that? I probably would.
Really? Is it that difficult to choose?
Because I waited so long on both, but it would probably be Batman.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, but Batman.
Correct answer. Well done.
You knew what it was. You knew.
I know. Yeah. Well, I'd think so. I know you love both franchises and everything, but it's like you said, how long we've had to wait, and with a, let's face it, with a Batman film, Halloween Kills, I'm sure is going to be really good, but with a Batman movie and Batman and the complexity of him and the universe, it's a more in-depth movie. There's a lot more. There should be a lot more there.
Yeah, exactly.
To really grab us. But so I think that's pretty much. Bloody hell, hour and a half almost.
Nice.
Or just over. Don't time fly when you're having fun, eh?
Absolutely.
You're both sitting there thinking, what the hell does fun mean again? But yeah, cheers guys for coming on and that.
No problem.
I'm just trying to think if I don't think I've actually missed anything. Nothing like hugely important or anything like that.
Yeah, I think you covered it all.
Yeah, I think we got everything.
Just quickly give me the DC projects, your top 3 that you're looking forward to. So obviously Batman number 1, Joseph. What's your second most anticipated DC?
Flash.
And then third?
Probably Shazam.
Okay, what about you?
Love Shazam.
I would honestly agree with Joseph. That's probably my top 3. Would be Batman, Flash, and Shazam. Those are probably my top 3 too, I would think.
Okay, well, go on.
And I am looking forward to, honestly, Peacemaker. I am really looking forward to that HBO Max series too. So like I think that could be interesting. So
yeah. Mine is Batman, then the Flash, and then DC Super Pets.
There you go.
How
the
could you
third,
forget
believe
that?
it or not, I'm actually very torn. I'm thinking Aquaman, Shazam. Probably Shazam. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to copy you two. Probably is Shazam, actually. I haven't got my own individual independent thoughts, you see, so I just thought, but yeah, that's it. That's a wrap. Thanks a lot to everyone who watched, and thanks a lot, guys, for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
No problem.
No problem. I'll bill you later, Zach. And
got it.
We'll be back. We'll be back again soon. Anyway, so take care.